Hey everyone, so not much has happened since my last episode. I did get the diesel generator sorted, should be basically 100% sorted now. Let's light that up. So inside here we've got like 5 or 6 biodiesel cows. So it does turn out that the powered spawner up there, if you do exact copy, it does give you the same fluid cow. So as soon as I got a biodiesel cow from there, I just chucked it in and spawned a bunch of them. It seems to be enough. I don't know if it's overkill or not, don't care. So we've got this drum for a buffer and it seems to be keeping full. Now the main reason I've got that there is because this thing does not have any user interface whatsoever. I can't tell how much diesel it's got inside it. So yeah, this one does. As you can see, we get plenty of ethanol. It's the plant oil to turn into diesel, which gives us problems. So I've got this buffer drum here so that I can tell. So if this starts going down, then I know something's wrong with the system. But it seems to be keeping it maxed, which means we're creating more biodiesel than we're using in the generator, which is freaking awesome. This thing's already got 1 billion RF in it, and yeah, that's we're running a massive surplus, even with the ore generation going on. One other thing I might not have shown is I've set up kind of a bigger mana storage system here. So if you can tell, there's that little icon around that spark in the middle there. So the spreader is pointing to that spark. That spark then has a recessive trait on it, which means that it wants to get rid of the mana that it has. So it moves it off to the other sparks, which are just normal ones. So it spreads it throughout the whole pool. And when they fill up, then the recessive spark won't have anywhere else to put it, and its pool will fill up as well. So yeah, that's good. What I want to see here, our wood generation isn't actually keeping up with these at the moment. That's why they complain about no crop sticks. Um, yeah, so I might try and see if I can do something about that at some point. Yeah, as you can see, our bread making is definitely keeping up with that glomerulus, so we could probably, I guess, put one more in and test it out. Let's not go overboard. So put in another glomerulus, few more mana pulls into the battery, and then what I'll do is I'll actually set up some luniums here, which are the flowers which spawn items. So if we are going to get dungeon structures to put on those slime islands and fill those out like that, that is the way we're going to get it, unless we're super lucky or unlucky, however your perspective is, on reward bags and get some structures from there. Personally, I think there's way better things you can get from reward bags than those structures, but we'll see. Hopefully we can get those types of things from the Lunium. I'm not 100% sure on what its drop table is for this pack, so yeah, we'll have to see, and hopefully we can get some real nice stuff out of it. Yeah, as you can see, the farm isn't keeping up. The farm can take bone meal, so that's one simple improvement we can put on there, is to feed it in bone meal. We've got lots and lots of bone meal, and yeah, feed it bone meal, and to make the trees go faster. As you can tell, they're not growing at the moment. That's because it's nighttime. The trees need light, and you can do it by spamming in torches all around it. which I might do, put a big border of torches around, so that'll help, and the bone meal will help as well. I spent probably 2 hours this morning messing around in the nether, just mining out stuff. The main reason was because I wanted to create steel seeds, and so I looked up the recipe yesterday, and lo and behold, it takes 4 dense nether pig iron ore. So I was like, oh, okay, is there a way to make that that doesn't require going and finding it? Because pig iron ore itself is fairly rare, and then the dense stuff is even more rare, and you basically only find one at a time. You don't find a big vein of them, so I'd need to find heaps of them to do it. So you can, in the pressure chamber, you can put 5 of the nether ore and get a dense one out. But I was like, I want to get this done before I set up the Pneumaticraft stuff. And so I went down into the nether and started mining around and stuff. And just generally messed around a bit, had some fun. Mining out massive amounts of stuff. And yeah, managed to get 2 dense nether pig iron ores after 2 hours. So I was like, yeah, obviously I'm not going to get these, so I'll just leave it, and we'll just put some of that into the pressure chamber as soon as I get it set up, and then we can start doing the steel seeds. Because I've got here, I've already put in the, now what's this stuff called? Energetic alloy seeds, so the steel seeds will go there. I wanted to make vibrant alloy seeds as well, but they require something that I can't do yet. Something that you need a mechanism machine to do. Vibrant alloy seeds. Yeah. Temperio essence, sorry. To get Temperio essence, we need that Master Infusion Stone, and to do that we need to fight Gaia. So, yeah, I can't do those right at the minute, so I decided I would just do the steel ones and get that done, because I have seen in Etho's latest video, he actually ran out of steel. So to me that indicated how much steel we're actually going to use, and the fact that I've got a couple hundred ingots of steel, I was quite happy with that. But I think it looks like with all this other Pneumaticraft stuff and all these machines are actually going to require a lot of steel, so I would rather ramp up production on some seeds and get that going, and that's way quicker than these machines. Yeah, I'll probably just leave the machines, like, as soon as something becomes obsolete, I won't just remove it, I might turn it off. Like, these things aren't going, and that's okay, they can just sit there. But, there's no reason to immediately remove things as I don't need them. I just realized that our cow thing version 1 is still sitting there, nothing in there. Probably think of something to put in there instead of that. Yeah, so went and had a bunch of fun in the nether, just mining it all out. Let's have a look at the ores. So what I've done is I went and picked up all the other ore that I had, which wasn't very much really, and put it into here to keep it all in one place, because once these start getting processed, then might as well process all the other stuff I've gotten. So like this dense nether redstone ore there. I'm looking for a stack that has 2. There, and there's my dense nether pig iron ore. I believe the laser drill doesn't pick up dense ores, it just picks up normal ores. So, okay, there's actual steel ore. But yeah, while I was mining around, I got 56 nether pig iron ore. So yeah, we can make 11 dense nether pig iron ores from that. So that we've definitely got the seeds as soon as the Pneumaticraft stuff um, is online and starts working. Be great. And then yeah, I guess might have to start thinking about processing this stuff in here at some point. Nice to get stuff like diamond and emerald ore, because then when I set up the seeds need to be growing on top of those ores, so makes it nice that we've got those. So yeah, so today what we will do is we'll set up this Pneumaticraft stuff. Should be a fairly quick episode. Like I said, I've already spent like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours playing Minecraft today. So I'm keen to just get this Pneumaticraft stuff set up and then leave it, have some lunch, or watch some cartoons or something, and maybe come back to it in the afternoon, or maybe play some Grim Dawn instead, just to keep myself fresh on both games. Um, so yeah, so we'll start with the Pneumaticraft thing. So the main thing in Pneumaticraft is a pressure chamber. So we will be creating a 4x4 pressure chamber. So if we just, oops. And yeah, so this is the thing that you use to compress stuff in. You'll actually, I suppose I don't know if I showed the immersive engineering stuff really on screen. So this is how a lot of machines can be built in here. Is what they call multi-block structures. So you build all the different blocks, and then you actually build the machine, and then so it doesn't do anything at the moment. It's just a pressure chamber wall block. This is just a pressure chamber interface block and things like that. And then once the whole structure is finished, then it actually turns into stuff like the diesel generator and things. So these are our interfaces. So this is how we input and output items in here. You can see we've got an I and an O. So from this side, this outputs. So items come out that way. And this side, this inputs. Items go in that way. Which means that on this side, this is where we put items in to go into the pressure chamber, and this is where items come out from the pressure chamber. The other one we will have is a pressure chamber valve. Whoops. You can see it's got a hole. This is where we push pressure into to actually create the pressure inside the system. So now what we'll do is we will fill this up. With glass. We didn't have enough glass. What's this stuff called? Pressure chamber window. Please tell me. Oh, God, okay. Take vibrant alloy. How much of that stuff have we got? Very expensive. How much does that make? 8. Is 8 gonna do us? Did we get those 2 done yet? Ah, I was supposed to make a 4x4. I made a... Right. think we will fix that actually. Let's while I can see that this is that. Now it wouldn't have mattered that I had. Are we one glass short? Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered that I'd made it that size other than I didn't want to be short on resources, which we are. What we can do is I'm hoping I can put that there and that won't mind. So you can see now we've got a proper thing. Now I'm hoping we don't have to cap that. Right, now what we want to do is take that out. Okay, why? Should go choose module. Is that what we need? Manometer. Thought I could just put that on. So I've never used this mod before. That way, no, I think we need to put it that way. And that's the pipe there. What we can put there. Now, I've made these security upgrades. So what that does is it turns the machine off if the pressure starts getting into the red. Now, what I was going to do, running out of room here, aren't I? How am I going to do this? Maybe there. Oh, there should be right. So this is a programmable RegNet controller. So this, I believe I've talked about it before, is like a programming thing. It's a logic thing, which is probably looks hellishly complicated to someone who doesn't do any of this stuff. But like I said, I'm a programmer in real life. That's my job. That stuff does not scare me. In fact, I'm very excited to start using it and playing around with it because I didn't know about it until I'd seen it in a video. So I'll go over the basic gist and I'll finish it later. I don't know why these pressure gauges don't connect onto the pipe. I thought they did. I must need to do something to get that done. So what will happen is I will put a pressure gauge on the pipe, which will send a signal. So we will feed that signal into this controller. What this controller will say is if the signal gets high enough, we will send another signal out the side, and then this signal will be piped into these two compressors, and if they get a signal, they will turn off. So essentially, yeah, what it will do is we can beef these right up, and if we start getting too much pressure, it will put through a signal and turn them off, so that they're only running when they need to run to boost the pressure up to the pressure that we dictate that it should have. The other thing that I will do is we will be setting up plastic making. So I've got a plastic mixer and a thermo-pneumatic processing plant. So therefore, the thermo-pneumatic processing plant turns LPG, I believe. Yeah, LPG into liquid plastic. And then in the plastic mixer, we then mix it with colors and we get the different colored plastics coming out. So yeah, we'll be setting that up. Maybe setting up the refinery as well again. That could be another thing. So that needs oil, but I mean we're using cows for oil for biodiesel down there, so we can basically do the same setup up here. Set up 5 or 6 cows with a rancher, and then just feed oil into the refinery for that. And then from the refinery, we will feed out the LPG into the plastic mixer so we can make our plastics. Should be good. So that will fill up most of this floor. We'll set up the plastic mixing here, and then the refinery over here, and then probably the cows over here. We still need to sort out a way to get up here. I guess I'll just put an elevator in right here. It's one of those elevator blocks so we can come up and down from the bottom floor. Still haven't decided what kind of design I want for this, so I keep going up with that kind of wood planks thing. I'm thinking probably should. So yeah, if I can be bothered, I'll actually put the walls around it and stuff as well. And then the next level will start to be mechanism stuff. So this can actually go quite tall because I know that with mechanism we can probably make 3 or 4 layers ourselves. With all the kind of chemical processing that we can do and chemical scrubbing and stuff for the ores, it can get pretty complicated. Especially if we get into doing the mechanism nuclear reactor, which from looking at it, this mod has this mod pack has a mod called Big Reactors, which actually looks like that will be the one that we do, not, I believe it's, yeah, it's got Big Reactors, which allows us to create cyanide, plutonium and stuff, which, yeah, and this puts out a huge amount of power, so that's probably, and it looks way more simple than the mechanism thing. Like the mechanism thing has like maybe 7 steps that you need to implement to get to a nuclear reactor with lithium and brine and heavy water and turning it into deuterium and tritium and then combining that into DT fuel, and then you've got the laser that starts the nuclear reactor. It's all very cool, and the power output that you get is massive, and I wonder if they've scaled it with this mod pack so that it is truly astronomical amounts of power. But yeah, it looks like these big reactors put out a massive amount of power as well, and we're not using that much power at the moment. So yeah, I don't know whether we will need huge amounts of power before we are able to do the big reactor stuff or not. I mean, there's so many different ways of power generation that we haven't even touched. Like, there's so many different solar panels and stuff. There's Ender-IO solar panels, mechanism solar panels, which we'll be getting into very soon. There's quantum flux solar panels, I believe they're called. Yeah, solar flux. Sorry, not quantum flux. Solar flux panels, which, as you can see, start with level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and they, for that many levels and stuff, they must put out a massive amount of power. So yeah, there's so many different methods for power generation and stuff. So I don't think we'll be getting to the mechanism one, even though I think it's quite fun to get it all put together, and it's this big massive process. But in normal modded Minecraft, it is probably the most powerful one you can get. Maybe Draconic Evolution's reactor puts out more power, but it also can explode, and when it explodes in a radius that would easily kill a base this big. It would just blow everything up in a ridiculous radius. Like, my base could probably be 4 times as big, and it would explode the whole thing from what I've seen. Anyway, so I will finish up this Pneumaticraft stuff off camera, mainly because to do it I'm going to have to go and reference a whole bunch of things, because this is not a mod I've played with before, and yeah, I generally don't want to show all that fiddly stuff on camera, other than the couple of episodes I have, just to say, hey, this is the kind of work I have to go through to get these things done. It's not like I, in 5 minutes, instantly have everything there and know how to put it together. So yeah, finish off Pneumaticraft and flesh out the Britannia stuff a bit more, and probably pipe some bone meal to the tree farm. I'll actually just double check that the reason, because I'm just assuming that the reason it's not creating crop sticks is because it doesn't have any wood. Oak wood 0, oak wood 0, yep. So yeah, I'll pipe some bone meal into here, put a whole row of torches around. Let's see how, if that can then keep up. Because that would be nice, because there was like 7,000 blocks of oak wood in there, and it's used them all within a couple of minutes. So yeah, we'll few incremental upgrades plus the Pneumaticraft stuff, and then what I might actually do is I need to create a bunch of capacitors and stuff for the quest. Was it Epsilon? Yeah, so I've got these transistors into capacitors and stuff. I might do that off camera, mainly because when I do them I want to create like maybe 10 stacks of each, just because I know I'm going to need them. Because, for example, the steel casing, yeah, I need to have steel ready for that, black plastic, and reinforced machine frames, which is a whole other, oh my god, it requires signalum and stuff like that. Yeah, so I think there's a lot of creating seeds and a lot of crafting and stuff up ahead, so I'll probably just do that off camera, and then you can see the fruits of my labor later on. But yeah, making some progress, so I'll be happy to get into mechanism and start playing around with that. Also need to start thinking about ore processing for that laser drill, because that's going to fill up I before I realise. Yeah, that could be good. I guess if I get this Pneumaticraft stuff all set up, then next episode could be fighting Gaia and getting the Gaia essence so that we can create the Master Infusion Stone and get all that stuff done. And I believe once we do that, that will basically finish off the beta quest line. Because, yeah, I might do I haven't decided whether I want to do the Britannia seeds, but I think I will. Because, you know, if I'm making enough mana, it isn't that hard to make all this stuff. But yeah, I think having the seeds is a lot easier. And then we can use more of our mana for things like the Lunium flower, getting items and stuff like that. And yeah, stuff like the Electrocene seeds, I can do that. Looks crazy. It does take a bit of resources, but certainly nothing I can't handle. I should be able to do all this stuff as well. It's just being bothered doing it. Creating emerald plants. It's definitely another one that I need to 10-10-10 and start generating some emeralds. Yeah, okay, so it does say completed. So this is a repeatable quest. There's two of them that I know of, repeatable quests. So it does say completed, even though it's flashing and I can do it again. The other one is an alpha. So this is repeatable request, which I haven't tried to do yet, which I could. And that gives me an extra life for putting in these things. The main thing is the enchanted gravitite is fairly rare. I think that we can do that. Actually, it's just that and building this extreme furnace, which requires mercury ingot. This is mercury ore. It's kind of a black with a white. I wonder if we've got some of that. Also wondering if we can get most ores, but then the really useful ones are the ones that it won't let you get. So, for example, it doesn't look like we've got any mercury. Okay. Let's, for example, look at series uranium ore. Now, if we look here, we can get nether uranium ore and smelt it into series uranium ore. Okay, and it does say laser drill. coal. Now looking for mercury. I don't think baby. No. Actually, if we mercury, yeah, mercury or mercury. Yeah, we'll click on that. We can't do that any other way. So I think they've just blocked Mercury, which is, I believe, is the first planet you go to, other than the Moon. So is it Moon? Yeah. So these are the different places we can go. So there's Earth. Please double click. So we can go to the Moon. And can we... So there's Mercury. Okay, Mercury is a tier 4. Venus is tier 3, Overworld's tier 1, which we are. Mars, asteroids, series. Okay, so yeah, Mercury, what's that? Asteroids? Yeah. And there is, if we go to Mars, so Mars has what? Phobos and Deimos. Jupiter? Yeah, Jupiter. And should be able to, there's certain ones you can create a space station on. It should, oh well, maybe it's because I don't actually have a ship yet. Okay, Kepler 62b. This way out. Clear question mark. Okay. You can make space stations. I haven't seen them before, but I wonder if they're a good thing to be working towards. It's making space stations on all the other things, and then you can. It might be a bit safer because I've seen like when you go to Jupiter, there's just heaps of lightning and lava, and yeah, looks crazy dangerous. Yeah. Anyway, do a whole bunch of that stuff, and because Galacticraft isn't actually up for us, is it Ida? No, sorry, and then we want Iota. So I need to find out how to unlock Iota anyway, if we want to work towards that directly, or whether I just go through all the quests. I have a feeling it's that one. It's the solar flux. But yeah. Anyway, it's gonna be interesting to try it all out. I don't know why this thing's going all glitchy. No, well, yeah, I'll leave it here, and hopefully we'll have a lot more progress next time, and maybe even a clear path towards setting up a Galacticraft station so that we can start making rockets. I'll see you then.